We're getting closer to the August Phasmophobia update and more information is dropping. So let's go over what we know so far. Hey, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Echelon, and here on YouTube I discuss Phasmophobia and provide helpful tips and information about the game, such as information about the upcoming updates, which I'm doing here today. So if that's something you're into, which I'm assuming is why you're here in the first place, then I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. I also stream Phasmophobia over on Twitch, which there's a link in the description below to the channel, and if you don't already follow me over there, please do so and come hang out and chat with us as we play sometimes. Alright, so let's just get into today's content and let's talk about what's coming soon in the August update for Phasmophobia. Now, a lot of this we've already covered in a previous video, but some information has changed. There's been some new information added. So this is going to be the most recent information that we have and most likely what we will see in the update once it has been released. Alright, and first of all, let's go over to the Trello board. And let's talk about some of the things that they have listed on there and how it's going to lead into what I want to show you in just a moment. So far, we knew that there was going to be a new evidence type before. That not much of this has changed, but we do have more information about the changes that we didn't have before. The new evidence type appears to be some sort of a grid system, possibly like a laser grid system. We have a screenshot of that in just a moment. Okay, so what we know so far, and this is according to the Trello board, the August update card has it listed that we will have one new evidence type, some equipment adjustments, which we will touch on both of those subjects in just a moment. But some of the more interesting things, sprinting adjustments, not really sure what that means yet. There's no information about it yet. I'm thinking there might be some sort of a stamina meter or stamina system involved. Maybe you have a short burst of sprinting and then the rest of the time like a slower run, like kind of what we have now, like a fast-paced walk. So there's something coming with that. We don't know exactly what it is yet, but that's pretty interesting, pretty exciting, honestly, because I've always had an issue with how slow the sprint seems to be. Also, there's some replaced equipment models and visual adjustments. Something else we will touch on in just a moment when we get over to the Discord server where they've been releasing this information so far. Also, there's some replaced equipment models and visual adjustments, which is some more information we'll touch on in just a moment. A lot of that information they have been talking about in the Discord server. We'll hop over to that and look at some of the new models and discuss the new changes. Okay, so some of these new equipment models we have seen before. Like we've seen the UV flashlight model. Nothing's really changed with that. You have the belt clip, so that lets me know that there's probably some way we're going to have that on top of your regular 3 items. And hopefully that also carries over with the flashlight models, at least maybe the more advanced ones. We've also already seen this, which appears to be one of the lower tiers of the ghostwriting book. It looks like it's something that might open up. It's bound by, it looks like a rope, and you have a pin that's separate from the book. I'm not sure if that's going to be a separate object that can be moved, either by you or the ghost. We also have the matches, which I think we've determined is probably the level 1 for the lighter system. It seems that the way this is going to work is the lighter or matches will have 3 levels, and you can upgrade these levels as you go through the game. The matches will be level 1. There is like a small lighter, which will be level 2, and then like a Zippo lighter, a bigger lighter with a larger fuel tank in it, I guess, will be the level 3 lighter. So maybe they'll have a certain limited use in the maps. Like matches, for example, you may have a certain amount of matches you can use. Maybe with the smaller lighter, it's got a smaller fuel tank in it, so it'll only burn for so long. You have to go replace it with another one. And then maybe with the bigger one, maybe it'll burn for quite a long time. But now here's something new that they've changed. They've actually edited in the Discord server here. The Grimoire. Originally we thought it was just an extra book, maybe a change to the journal possibly, but they actually updated text that says this is the final upgrade to the ghostwriting book. I don't know if maybe the other books might be damaged or torn apart in the process. And this certainly looks much more. Uh, this book certainly looks more held together. Looks like it's wooden backed, leather bound. It's got straps going through it. It looks like it's very well put together, a lot more durable. So I wonder if durability will play into the levels of the ghostwriting books. And I'm also curious what the first or second level will look like too, whichever one we don't have yet. Here we have the updated Spirit Box model, which they described as having a cooler orange tint, which actually lends itself better to night vision. So I'm guessing you'll be able to see the screen better through the cameras, which I don't know why it would work in the truck, because you really can't communicate through the truck. But the new video camera appears to have night vision. Let's take a look at the video real fast, and I'll show you the picture of it here in just a moment too. This is the video of the new camcorder, which no lights are on, and looks like we have night vision as he's moving around with no lights on. So maybe we can see the Spirit Box responses that way, possibly. We'll see. And here's the actual still image model of the camcorder. I'm going to guess this is the updated model of the video camera. You can actually carry it around with you and have the video actually display right there on the screen right in front of you, instead of having to go back to the truck to see what's on the video. We also have a new photo camera as well, one that appears to have a much better LCD screen on the back of it. According to the developers text there, maybe if the screen works, we'll be able to take pictures easier. So I'm not sure how it's going to play into actually taking the photos, but it looks like it might provide a better photo experience in the game in some way. Now here we have the updated EMF model. Nothing too special about it. It's pretty much just a black version of what we had before, which I think looks pretty cool and might be harder to find when you're inside. So is it a level 1 item? Is it a level 3 item? Don't know yet. There's no context about that yet at all. Just that the EMF is back in black, it says. So it could be helpful. It could be harder to find, especially if you turn it off. So we'll see how that plays out when the game is updated as well. Alright, and now here's a fun one. The flashlight. This is the level 1 flashlight, which is a little bit bulkier, a little bit more beat up, and I'm going to guess the bulb is probably a little more dim. Maybe even a different tint. I know when I think about these kind of flashlights, I always imagine like a more of a warmer tint to the color. Not necessarily brighter, but just a warmer color to it. So it might change the way things look visually in the game as well when you're using a flashlight. And here we have the updated motion sensor. It still looks like a trail camera, but it looks a little cooler. It's got a camo paint scheme now. And according to the context that the artist left on the post, has a bit of a glow up. Maybe you'll catch those pesky ghosts easier. I'm going to assume there's some sort of a hint in there with that. Maybe it's got a better range, better visibility. We'll see. It's one of those, we'll to see what happens when the game is updated. And now here's the exciting one though. The parabolic microphone looks completely different. It's more of a, looks like more of a see-through kind of cone or a bowl to it there, and it's got a decent little, looks like a video screen on it, or maybe it's like a chart of some sort, or like a kind of chart out the audio it hears, like a graph of some sort, or maybe it'll provide more information like, like range or decibels, But according to what we've seen so far in the Discord, this actually might be one of the more popular items once this has released. But we do know that they're making a big focus on improving this item and making it more fun to use. This is what we were talking about earlier, the laser grid system. Looks like we have a laser grid in the other room over there, which is going to be a new evidence type. Unless there's some sort of surprise here, and this isn't necessarily the evidence type. And here's another shot of the laser grid, and really can't tell what they're holding in their hand. I'm not sure if it's maybe what controls, turns on the laser grid, or what projects it even. I really can't make out what it is exactly, but it looks pretty interesting. And like I said, this should be the new evidence type that we'll be seeing in the new update. And now here's the most telling piece of artwork, actually. There's some new updates to the book, which actually has 2 new ghost types in it, it looks like. The information has been kind of blurred out. You can make out a few letters here and there, like on the first page here, it looks like the last letter is a G. Not sure what any of the rest of that is. Judging from this first word here, like, one thing that I'm kind of leaning to is changeling, because it looks like there's a ling in here, L-I-N-G right there maybe, which would be an interesting possibility for the game. According to the information though, whatever it is a very vocal and active ghost. They're rumored to be quiet when hunting their prey. So I'm wondering if that means you won't hear the footsteps. You actually have to watch out for the ghost when you're running away from it. The unique strengths, whatever it is known to be blank when hunting. Judging from the first line of text, rumored to be, or known to be quieter when hunting. Weaknesses, whatever, more frequently make paranormal sounds is what I'm thinking that says there. I really can't tell. It's blurred pretty good, but it looks like it's paranormal is my guess, paranormal sounds. So I don't know what that means exactly, but there's new sounds coming to the game possibly, and new ways to interpret the sounds you hear in the game. And for the evidence for this ghost, looks like it says EMF level 5, fingerprints, and ghostwriting, which is normally a revenant. But we know that they're adding new evidence in and reworking the evidence system currently. So some things we know will probably change. So if that's the new ghost evidence, then what we know for the revenant will be different. Now over on the second page, it looks like the first letter is like a C or a G. There's been a few guesses as to what it could be, but who knows so far. The text, from what we can tell, the first bit that's blurred out there, I can see looks like it says whatever it is a stealthy ghost that can only be revealed by laser light, is what I'm guessing that says. That's what it looks like it says. When viewing through a camera is, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what that says there. That's the way I'm seeing it. So yeah, it looks like it's something you can only see through a camera. Maybe you can only see the ghost itself through the camera in front of a laser grid. I don't know. The unique strengths, the ghost usually only shows itself blank. There are no people nearby. If there are no people nearby, like, that makes me wonder if it's something you cannot see at all inside the house. Like, even with a camcorder, you couldn't see it. So you have to have like a camera set up or a laser grid set up, a whole setup for it in order to find it. And the weaknesses, which is kind of a huge giveaway for this too, they're rarely seen far from their place of death. So the ghost room will be the place you find this ghost pretty much most of the time. Very rarely will wander around like most of the ghosts do now. So again, it makes me believe that you have to actually have a setup in that room, a laser light, a camera, and not be in the room, possibly not even be in the house, in order to be able to see the ghost. I am curious how you'll get a photo of the ghost, if that's the case. Will you be able to take a photo of the ghost on the TV screen? The evidence for that one is spirit box, ghostwriting, and the only thing I can make out in there is, looks like it says projector, maybe, or projection, maybe laser projection. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that's the new evidence type, at least. And one more interesting piece of information that the artist talked about today on the Discord server was that moonlight will have an effect now in the game. Moonlight will be shining in through the windows based off of the position of the moon in each map. So I'm not sure if that will change each time you load up the map, if it's going to be in different positions as you play different times, or if it's going to be stationary to each map. And I'm curious to see how that actually affects the gameplay inside the building. If the moonlight shining in might make things harder to see, or make things easier to see even. We'll see how that affects things, but that's a pretty interesting little tweak to the game. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. There's a lot of information to process here. A lot of new models come to the game, new equipment models, new evidence type, new evidence equipment models, new ghost types, new interactions possibly. Lots of new things coming to the game. Super interesting stuff. I'm really excited to see this and play it. Can't wait for the update to drop actually, which we have no idea when the release date will be on that. I know today, the day this video releases, will be on the 13th of August. We have a couple of weeks left in the month, so hopefully soon, but whenever it will be, either way, I'm super excited to play it, so I hope you are too. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions about any of this content in this video, or any of the content coming to the game, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know those as well. Also, once this update does release, I will definitely be playing this on stream on Twitch. So come hang out. I'll answer questions there. We'll be trying to debunk things, trying to figure things out. So if you have any questions in, or just want to see it played, come hang out with me. We'll have some fun. So thanks again for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.